to use the word root in your
Of
first
course.
song?
Of course you may.
Okay.
You think I don't know what you're talking about?
I know you know what I'm talking about. Which is obviously the support system for a tree, which also
Of
sucks up
course.
the nutrients from the soil through the xylem and phloem that enable it to live.
Liquid amber, not much fruiting, but there's lots and lots of rooting. Exactly. So, you know...
Very good.
That's what we do. So there we got it. We've got a song now, and it's going to be a big hit.
Do we both get
royalties?
Royalties, yeah, on that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You really get the main royalties because you came up with the concept.
Yeah. So you also...
I'll take a very minimal
Yeah. Okay.
cut.
Now that you're a father of two young kids, does life seem different to you? Is there a greater intensity to it?
It makes me slightly more aggressive, you know, in that defence way.
Yeah.
Like I said with that lady.
The Weight Watchers lady.
Yeah, I would never have said that if I didn't have kids. I think if you have kids, you know, everyone else, it doesn't matter. If they're under a threat or anything like that. You know this, right?
Yeah, I think any parent does.
So, yeah, any parent does. Doesn't matter if you're in a band or not. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty great, though.
It gets back to the, you refer to the trappings of fame, but also the traps of fame. I mean, you're married to another famous person.
Yeah.
And as we all know, that's a difficult union because there's so much scrutiny.
Well, that's particularly hard because she's had a #1 in Australia and we haven't.
So, do you argue about that?
That's as much as I can say on my private life, but that is obviously
but are you aware
a divorceable issue.
I'm intrigued because you always said of yourself that you were just, when it came to things romantic, you were a complete loser.
Oh, I was just joking.
Yeah?
I'm a lady killer.
Okay, so what did Gwyneth see in you?
I don't know. What does anybody see in anybody?
Well, what did...
I don't know, man. I can't talk about that.
You can't?
I can't.
Because?
Because it's private and it's uncomfortable and I just don't like talking about it.
Okay, I'm really not trying to drag you into a difficult place. But I'm also curious with the fact that a private life is in the public eye. And one of the harder decisions in any marriage is coming up with a name for your child.
Yeah.
And when Apple's name was announced, were you prepared for the fact that so many people would have an opinion on it? No?
You know, I think people's private lives are their own thing. And if people want to comment on them, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't care. I love it, and I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks, you know? That's something I don't have any foibles about. It's just part of the time we live in, you know? You can't be too fascinated in the real news because it's kind of a downer. And you can't really have that much faith in the world's #1 man, I don't think. So it's just more fun to talk about people's weddings, and it's just nice, you know? So I don't mind people talking about it. I don't want to talk about it myself, but I don't have any problem if someone wants to talk about what someone's named their baby when they're having a coffee. I don't care. It's fine. This is one thing I really didn't know, and this is one thing that when you become a little bit famous or successful, and you know this, is that you realise how much bullshit you're being fed. And that's really kind of annoying. I haven't discovered any new thought here. It's just maybe I've come to a time in my life where it suddenly hits you like, wow, you can't necessarily trust everybody like you thought you could.
Is that also because you've now been through that mill? You've seen your life come out the other end as something else? No,
I don't think so. Maybe it's just, like I said, to do with travelling around or just being 10 years older than I was 10 years ago, you know? Also we always talk about this thing, fair trade, and when the time came for us, when we were a big band and everyone started offering us commercials, like you could advertise this soft drink or you could advertise these shoes or this makeup, not makeup, but, you know, we said, okay, well, instead of advertising, you know, Kool-Aid, we'll advertise something we believe in. So we became really interested in fair trade, which, to briefly summarise, is the idea of people being rewarded fairly for what they do and making sure that markets are balanced and, you know.
I know that the band gives 10% of its earnings to...
Me.
To you. You tithe, basically. I don't know exactly where it goes.
Yeah, tithing, yeah.
How meaningful a contribution do you think you can make to the concept of fair trade?
I think we can make as meaningful a contribution as that as, you know, Beyonce can to L'Oreal. That's what I feel we can do. I don't feel that the problem is when you're not a politician and you start getting involved in politics, people are a little wary of it. Similarly, everyone should be involved in politics because it affects everybody. But we don't necessarily have the answer on fair trade, and we don't necessarily know anything. We know probably a little more than some people, but we're not experts. Like, you could easily pick me apart on it. But what we can do is advertise it. Even if it's just advertising the 2 words, then it's just in someone's head.
Bono said, I think of your music, in fact, that a great melody can thaw even the hardest heart.
Yeah.
Do you think music actually has the capacity to change people?
Not some people, no. No. I think certain music can accentuate people's personalities. You know? I think if you're a bastard, there's music that can make you more of a bastard. And if you're sweet, there's music that can make you feel more sweet. And if you're romantic, you know, then there's Simply Red.
And Coldplay is for who?
Coldplay is for people with great taste, intelligence, incredible good-lookingness, talent, ability, success, grabbing of life. Coldplay is for people who know what life's about. They're always entertaining, delightful to talk to, sweet, charming, incredibly good in bed, virile. They have incredible success with girls or boys or both. They're generally just the world's best citizens. Maybe I'm biased, but I'm definitely right.
And here I was thinking you were down on yourself, Chris Martin.
Exactly.
Thank you very
a lot.
much.
Oh, thank you.